Good today. I will go through it a little bit fast, but if you have any questions, please ask. Number one, backlash. This word is a noun. It just means negative reaction. A politician oftentimes can receive some backlash. They often use it with the word receive, to get some backlash, to receive some backlash. It is usually from media or fans. Celebrities often receive some backlash. Maybe some celebrity wears a fur coat, so many people who support animal rights are yelling at her and complaining about her. That is backlash. Politician. I think maybe you guys I saw on social media the Korean politician No Look Pass. Do you know No Look Pass?
Yes.
He received lots of backlash for that. That is a perfect example. He received backlash for that. He probably will not be fired for that, right? He will not lose his job because of that. Because of that, for something like the Park Geun-hye situation, you could maybe use the word backlash, but that was a little bit more serious. So I might use a word like scandal or something very serious. Backlash is not maybe as necessarily that big. Number two, fine print. The word fine here just means small. A lot of times when you are reading a description of a beach, they will say white sand or fine grains of sand. It means very small sand. Usually that is a good thing. So here, the fine print means the small print. When you sign a contract, or a lot of times when you make an online purchase, the small writing. You know, these days you just click, I accept, I accept, I accept, continue. We do not read that. Most of us never read the fine print. That's why many times you can see this expression used like, oh, I did not read the fine print. I forgot to read the fine print. I was too lazy to read the fine print. Sometimes if it is very important, I will say, hey, make sure you read the fine print. This is important. Number three, bump off. It is not always used with the word off. It can be used to bump off, to bump up, to bump off, to bump. And this means to remove someone or something from a schedule or from a list because there's not enough time or enough space. If I'm a talk show host and I schedule 3 guests, but my first guest is very popular and we spend a lot of time, and my second guest, we hurry, but we run out of time. Our hour is finished. We did not have enough time for you, so I'm going to bump you to tomorrow. I'm going to bump you to tomorrow, move you to tomorrow's schedule. If I have many client meetings, I can call you, say, sorry, I'm busy today. Can I bump you to tomorrow, to Friday? Can I bump you over to Friday? Can we meet on Friday? Sometimes bump up, you can get bumped up to business class. You can use it like that. In the spotlight, I think we know this one. In the spotlight means getting attention, whether it's through the media or from the public. Sometimes people say, I don't want to be in the spotlight. I don't like the spotlight. Some people love to be in the spotlight, getting attention. A similar expression I just wanted to quickly introduce would be 10 minutes of fame. If someone is not a famous person, but you do something like you win the lottery or you save the baby, you can get on television and on the media, but just for a couple days, right? And then people will forget about you and you will never be famous again. Sometimes people say, oh, that is your 10 minutes of fame. Repercussion, I like this word. I think it's a good one. The definition here says a result or consequence. I think the best synonym is consequence. It means it is an effect of your action, something that happens because of your action. If I had to say the small difference between consequence and repercussion, repercussion, number one, sounds a little bit more serious or negative. It's usually not something that you would think of as a good thing. And number two, it sounds a little bit more unexpected. A lot of times if I make some decision or I make some action, I can have a loose idea of what will happen. Oh, I'm going to make this business decision, so maybe our sales will rise here, our sales will lose here. But I did not expect that these employees will be fired and I will get negative media attention, but I still have to deal with the repercussions. A lot of times they use it with that word, to deal with the repercussions of your actions. You know, these are the consequences, these are the effects. Maybe I didn't expect these negative things to happen, but they are happening and it is my responsibility. Number 6, comply. This is an easier one. It just means to obey, to follow the rules. You are doing what you are told and you are complying. I think a lot of times many companies or organizations will have a compliance board. These people, it is their job to make sure everyone is complying, everyone is following the rules. This would be particularly important for some type of legal or financial company, and to make sure they are not breaking the law and they cannot receive any fine. Number 7, come into play. This is a really easy expression. It's a little bit hard to explain though, but basically this just means something becomes important. Before it was not important. Before we did not worry about it. But now this is important. Now this is applicable. If you have a contract, you may have many clauses or many stipulations in the contract. If our company makes 50% profit this year, this will happen. If we lose 50%, this will happen. If you are fired, this will happen. If there is a natural disaster, this will happen. But if none of those things happen, then those never come into play. We don't worry about that. It's not important. But maybe suddenly the company drops 50% and now this part of the contract comes into play. Now we think about this one and we use this one and worry about that one. And then number 8, entice. This just means attract someone. It can be used in various different ways. A lot of times companies try to entice customers. You know, they try to make them have interest and desire. You are trying to get them interested. You can use it even for some food was very enticing. You know, it looks good. You want to eat it. You want to have it. You want to try it. You are aroused. You are interested in it. Any questions about any of those 8 words? Nope.